Hi, welcome to the Wild Gut Project. My name is Carrie. This is all about being vegan, no FODMAP. Today I've got a very requested recipe for you, and it's incredibly simple and a very cheap and effective way to introduce probiotics into your diet. And probiotics are basically live bacteria that kind of hopefully seed themselves in your gut and help replenish your microbiome. And if you're confused, prebiotic feed the good bacteria. So pro contains, pre feeds, and it would make so much more sense if it was the other way around, to be honest. So yeah, this is a really straightforward recipe for red sauerkraut, and yeah, you literally just need some cabbage and some salt and a bit of time and effort. I would say in the UK they don't add iodine to salt, so that's okay, just use table salt. But if you're in the US or other countries where they add iodine to salt, you'll want to look for some non-iodized salt, or maybe kosher is an easy way to find it. So yeah, that's just a random little thing that helps the bacteria grow. But I hope you enjoy this recipe. So first you're going to want to cut your cabbage in half and start finely shredding it as thinly as possible. If you have a mandolin, that would be amazing, but I'm doing the best here with a sharp knife. And then I'm going to add a tablespoon worth of salt. You want to use roughly 2% of the weight of the cabbage you have. So for this cabbage it worked out at this much, but it is worth weighing it. So for every 100 grams use 2 grams of salt. And then start massaging it in. And this is the most important step, and it's a lot of effort and your hands do get tired, but you just want to keep crunching and squeezing and massaging the cabbage, and it starts to wilt down. And it really helps if you can get someone else to do it with you and do it in shifts, because your hands do get tired. So eventually you should have lots of water forming and the cabbage should be really soft and dark and squidgy, and that's when it is ready. So I've got this cheap sauerkraut here just for the jar, and also it's kind of useful just to taste the sauerkraut as a reference of what the fermented flavour is you're aiming for. And then you just want to clean it thoroughly, put it in the oven so it's sterilised for like 10 minutes, let it cool and start packing in your sauerkraut. So you can get quite a lot in one of these jars. It ends up being around 500 grams worth of sauerkraut, and the real kind of trick is just to keep packing it in and then pushing it down, because we want as little kind of air bubbles in there as possible. So just keep pressing and then put on the lid when you can't get anything else in. And there you go. Now I had a bit left over, so I thought I'd do an experiment with some asafoetida and cayenne pepper and just pop that in a smaller jar. So you want to put these on the counter next to somewhere where you'll remember them, because every day or two you want to press down on top, and this is to release the bubbles from the fermentation. So you can see I'm kind of pushing it below the water level and all those little bubbles are being released. And then 3 weeks later, could be 2 to 3 weeks, you should have some nice sauerkraut, and it tastes like, yeah, actual sauerkraut. And then that experiment, if you're interested, really didn't work. It's not horrendous, and there's a very big difference between gone off and fermented. Like, trust your nose. And then you can just store it once you're happy with the flavour in the fridge. So I've written up that recipe below if you want to give it a go, and obviously please tell me if you do. I always love hearing when you try my recipes. But yeah, if you'd like more kind of tips and recipes about being low FODMAP and vegan, please subscribe, and I'll see you next Sunday with another video. Bye!